I've got a funny for you. Department of Social and Human Services just sent me a letter telling me that I'm in a medical spin down for $0.0. Yeah. So, what do I gather from that? I've already seen you hand over millions just in my DHSH office alone to obvious illegals. I mean, handing over vouchers for housing, thousands of dollars a month in food stamps per family. And that's not to mention WIC and everything else that they never earned. And they're sending me harassing letters about being on a spin down for a zero amount. Basically because they need to defer the money that they were paying for me to some illegal that doesn't belong here. Just saying. Good evening. I'm Anatoly Anatolisova, and this is Patriots Must Rise. I want to start with an announcement. I'm going to be doing an ongoing fictional story that you will have access to. The link will be in the description if you're interested. It will address a lot of the stuff that I talk about and some stuff that I don't. So you might be interested. Okay. Gavin Newsom has completely lost any chance of being the nominee for the next election with these fires and how it's being handled. It's almost as if the government is intentionally starving California of water in areas that would have never voted for a Democrat. And we've seen that before with the Maui fires. We've also seen little things like the rubber in the tires being untouched and yet the aluminum completely melting out. Do you think that something is being weaponized against the American people? Other than the drones that we're all sure are watching us? I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. But I do believe in conspiracy fact. And one fact is that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the landslide victory for Trump in 24 proves that 2020 was rigged. There is no way that so many people would turn away from the Democrat Party to vote for Trump unless they already did. Beyond that, I find it interesting that people don't seem to understand that just because you're the president-elect, that does not mean that you cannot make money. It doesn't mean that you can't market products. In fact, I would rather a president such as Donald J. Trump be marketing collectors' products with his brand, with his face on whatever product, versus stealing from the taxpayer and scamming them for why the money is being taken. Everybody has personal needs. And we should be allowed, no matter what the position is that we have in America, we should be allowed to create a product, protect that product, market that product, receive the benefits from the marketing, and actually make a living. That's what Donald Trump has done his entire life. And a lot of people, particularly on the left, do not like him because of that fact. The left seems to believe that if you're successful, you must have stolen your way to the top. You must have scammed somebody to steal their money. Here's the irony of that. At least in my mind. The only people that I have come across in my life that have ever scammed anybody are so-called proud Democrats. However, a man that pours a foundation, builds a building, rents out the apartments, and receives an income, a residual income from those apartments being rented, is a criminal because he did something that you didn't. How does that make sense? But that's the way the left looks at Donald Trump. You're not allowed to make an income because you're already richer than I am. Well, I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now. I've been walking on a broken foot on and off for the better part of a year. I was first told that I broke my foot in February of last year. Today is January 13th. Okay? So just under a year I've been walking on a broken foot on and off. It would heal for a while, but not completely. I would walk on it, it would break again. My doctor finally told me that he would not release me back to work until he is sure it is completely healed. And he's saying that that means that I'm not going back to work for at least 6 months. Okay. So, what to do? Well, that fictional story that I told you about that will be in the description of this video, or the link will be in the description of this video, hopefully will generate some income eventually for me. And that is a big hope. I've received some money from it, but I need people to actually read it. I need traffic, just like traffic generated from this video. Being an online creator is not the easiest job in the world. One of the hardest things that you can do is actually drive traffic to your website. You can market all you want, but you got to get people to see it first. And that's one thing that the left absolutely hates. They don't like people that are willing to take the risk that they're not willing to take. They don't like people that actually believe that you should benefit from the labor that you have done and nothing more. Yes, full disclosure, I am on full disability. But I'm on disability, not SSI. I am not limited to how many hours I can work. I just can't work certain jobs. The government pays for my Medicare, and I'm grateful for it. And I do pay into the system with every paycheck. So I need you to understand that, yeah, I'm looking at it from both sides of a coin. I'm not a socialist. I absolutely hate the welfare idea. I do not believe in welfare. I do not believe it should even exist. And part of what I'm lumping together as welfare is the prison system. And why do I say that? Well, have you ever heard the term of 3 hots and a cot? In my job, I work with a lot of homeless people. And I have known a lot of homeless people to commit pretty serious crimes, because the more serious crime it is, the longer their stay in what they call the public hotel. The publicly funded hotel. Jail. Most of them will not commit a murder. They might assault, they might rape. But their goal is to get into a warmer place, a drier place than where they were at, where they have guaranteed food and a place to sleep. That is their only goal. Rather than actually trying to better themselves and find a job and get off of whatever they're addicted to, that is their goal. Now, there is a bit of a caveat there. The addicts realize that they would have to kick their habit in order to succeed in jail, because they will not have access to their drugs. So a hardcore addict will not do anything to try to get into jail. If they get into jail, they're in there because they got caught and it wasn't intentional. The reason that I bring this up on this particular episode is because we are dealing with a situation where the new administration wants to deport all these illegal immigrants. Okay? These illegal immigrants that are suddenly that are here and committing crimes. And I believe that a lot of the reason that they're committing these crimes is because the American prison system is so much softer than what it is in Venezuela, in Peru, in Russia, so on. We're pansies when it comes to that. I don't believe in the prison system. I would not lock somebody up for getting convicted of a crime. I would just flat out kill them. Because I believe that the prison system is nothing more than a drain on taxpayers' money. We're not getting any return on our investment. There's no way to actually rehabilitate a sex offender. In fact, that is an absolute contradiction. It's an absolute lie. No sex offender has ever been rehabilitated. They've always repeated and eventually been killed in prison. Look it up. All right. So we have this mass deportation that Trump is talking about. But at the same time, we have Vivek and Elon Musk talking about the HB1, I think that's what it's called, visas, that they need to be rehauled and refined. I'm absolutely for that. Why? Because we have retards in our schools teaching our students, and they don't even know the subject matter. They're teaching the future of our country, and they're only interested in pushing their woke propaganda. No. We need engineers. We need literature teachers, history teachers, surgeons, We do not need freaking OnlyFans anything. We do not need TikTokers. And we certainly don't need CNN. We need aviators. We need engineers. We need production managers and actual logistics for production that we've given away to other countries. We're not going to get that from pulling from the pool of workers that are here in America today, because the education system has failed the American system ironically in favor of the American system, which ultimately should mean that every member of the school boards and Department of Education and teachers unions should be shot. But that's just my opinion. The reason the visas are so important is because we do not have the intellectual property in this country. We've shipped it away to other countries. Ironically, the people that are educating those people that we would be bringing back over were probably educated here at one time. But our system has failed. So yes, we need the visas, but we need them to actually be upheld. If you're a top performer and you happen to have a PhD in whatever discipline, and I'm not talking about gender studies, you should be welcome to come to America and fast-tracked to citizenship. However, if you're coming over just because you are a refugee from poverty, we don't want you. Why? Because you're part of the problem. You're part of the reason that your country is poor. And the reason that I say that is because you never lifted a finger to actually make a better situation for yourself. Anyway, that's what I have for today. I hope you enjoy this content. Remember the link in the description for No Compromise, which is the ongoing fictional drama that I told you about. There will be a QR code in the upper corner. That is a gateway for donations to this channel. It really helps, really supports us. Please like, subscribe, and live free, die well, and love your neighbor as Christ loved you.